Alright, well, here's the latest update for the Coleco version of Barbarricade. And it's gonna be a hot and spicy one because I've got things to talk about. Okay, let's see. It may be politically adjacent, and I know people are like, ow, 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 don't bring politics into video games. Well, it's my video game, so stuff it. Basically, and yeah, anyway, it's a whole lot of cock twaddle about, stupid ass RFK talking about, autistic people will never write a poem, never play baseball, never go on a date, etc., etc. And I was like, this is starting to kind of have the tang of eradication. And I don't much care to be eradicated along with other members of the autistic community. And I am. Look, it's like, if it's not bloody obvious, yes, I'm on the spectrum. And I don't cotton much to people basically making veiled threats about the extermination of my people, essentially. Especially by RFK. You know what the worst person in the world is? The entitled yuppie with autistic kids who suddenly feels put upon because I can't go to my polo match because my nonverbal autistic son wet his pants. It ruined all my plans, and I had to go through the imposition of asking my maid to clean him up. Ooh, what a disaster! I certainly wish that someone would go out and get rid of all those autistic people so they won't be an annoyance to me. And that's what it is, you know? It's like RFK is an entitled little yuppie monster with a creepy horror movie voice, by the way. And he's going out, and basically because he's put upon, because he has an autistic son or daughter, and that takes time out of his busy schedule of eating watercress sandwiches or whatever it is rich buttholes do. And, you know, the simple fact of the matter is, it's like I said, I mean, here's the deal about this. Yeah, I'm on the spectrum. I'm, you know, what do they call it? Low assist, basically. What they used to call Asperger's syndrome before we found out Asperger was a big old Nazi, you know, which used to actually basically mean the death knell for your reputation. Back in the 20th century, when we weren't blitheringly stupid. Anyway, yeah, the simple fact of the matter is, my parents were lower middle class. They had an autistic kid, not nonverbal, not somebody who was a complete basket case, not somebody who was going 10 minutes to Wapner, 10 minutes to Wapner, or anything like that, but a kid who was sufficiently weird, okay? It was like, basically when they were raising me, it was like having Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons, you know? Because my brain doesn't work like everybody else's brain does. That doesn't mean that I should be exterminated along with other people like that, and the simple fact of the matter is, my parents raised me good and fine, to a degree. I mean, it wasn't a perfect childhood, but you know what? They navigated those choppy waters of having an autistic son. And they did it better than Buffy McMuffy Pants here, who's, you know, a scion of the Kennedy Empire, has more money than he knows what to do with. But, oh God, my autistic child is making my life such a bother. We should get rid of them all. Oh. You know what? You want to end my life, RFK? You come after me, but you're too cowardly to actually confront me directly or any of the other autistic people. No, no, no. You have to sit behind a podium and exterminate us there because you're a pussy. And that's what pussies do. But I am not so easily exterminated, my withered, whispery son of a bitch. I hate to tell you that. Actually, I don't hate to tell you that. I don't hate to tell you that at all. I think you're an entitled dickbag. I and I just kind of find it amazing that you, of all people, were put in charge of the health department. My God, it was like, what, was Ted Bundy not available? You're about as detrimental to the public health as the bubonic plague, and yet you're in the presidential cabinet. What the hell is going on, America? Are you just brain damaged? Have you been, like, eating lead paint chips by the bagful? Are Lay's releasing lead paint chips now? Because, I don't know, one day I woke up in America and everybody else had a big old bowl of stupid flakes. And I'm just supposed to sit here and take this crap. Especially with him making veiled references. Oh, yeah, the autistic people will never amount to anything, so let's get rid of them now and they won't be a problem. Over my dead body! Anyway, I needed to test the ColecoVision version of this. And my God, for shame, America. You actually put this monster in charge of the health department of the United States. What is wrong with you? My God. It's like, not good enough to be able to take transgender people's licenses away. I guess now I'm the next victim of the pogrom along with all other autistic people. And you know what? I'm not just going to stand like that, wait to be slaughtered like a sheep, okay? You know what? RFK wants me dead. He can do the job himself instead of being a coward who delegates that responsibility to everybody else. Because that's what he is. It's like so disgustingly entitled that he can't stand the thought of actually having an autistic child. Ooh, it's too much of an inconvenience. Yeah, you know what's too much of an inconvenience? Having your dumbass in charge of something that should be protecting people. Not that anything in America gets protected anymore except the very rich. Like I said, I told you it was going to be political. I don't much care. I was like, you know, maybe America shouldn't BF itself every time it gets the opportunity. And I'll tell you something, the next time a Democrat has to come in to basically bail us out from whatever stupidity Moronica chooses for itself, you know what? I hope he gets up to the podium, just like Steve Martin in that episode of The Simpsons, just looks at the camera and says, "You're screwed. You did this to yourself. Have a nice day." Because that, my good sirs and madams, is what we deserve. We keep fucking around. We keep finding out. We keep going back to the trough for another helping. Maybe sprout a brain? It's not hard. You used to have one back in the 1990s, America. What happened? It's just gone. Gone, gone, gone. Like the age of the mastodon. And you just fall for all this idiotic nonsense like, oh, Mexico, we're going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. Yeah, Mexico's going to have to build a wall to keep us out with this moron in office. And, you know, you just keep doing it. I mean, it's like our standing with other nations is pretty much in the toilet as a result of this, because guess what? They can't trust us to make the right decision when we choose a president, when we choose a world leader, when we choose the most powerful man in the world. We choose an egotistical idiot who tries to conquer the world, thinking he's, the next generation of Hitler, and people are like, oh, well, it's like Elon Musk didn't mean it when he gave the Nazi salute twice. Open your goddamn eyes. If someone's doing a Nazi salute, it means they're a Nazi! Ding, 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 ding. It's not hard! I mean, my God! What the hell is wrong with you? If you see things that are bloody obvious, take them for what they are! Recognize the patterns of behavior! Why is this beyond people's ability? I'm just ranting here like Jon Stewart, and I'm just like, God! I'm so disappointed in this country. So disappointed! I mean, it's kind of hard not to be when a government official all but tells you, I'm going to eradicate people like you. Which is what they're doing. But again, you idiots are just going to keep making excuses, aren't you? Of course you are. Oh, he really didn't mean that. You're just taking him out of context, etc., etc. See a spade for a spade. Morons! God. Unbelievable. It's like, what the hell? And I'm not the only one who feels this way. It's like, I feel like I'm in the fall of frickin' Rome, and it's like, and Nero is fiddling with a big old stupid grin on his face while everyone else suffers. And it's just like, and people don't seem to care either. It was like, maybe give a damn. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We asked for so little. Don't vote for the guy who tells you Haitians are eating your poodles. I mean, it's a real low bar. When he said that, I thought he was finished, because at long last, America could finally see through this crap. But you didn't! You were like, well, he's going to be better for the economy. And it was like, has he been? Of course, it's like when he takes away all your rights, gets a big, beautiful bill that turns voting into big, beautiful crap. You're just like, duh, that's okay. He's not going to do anything bad with this unchecked power. It's like, make America great again by doing the exact opposite of that. God, idiots, morons. Anyway, as you can see, the stabs do seem to work properly.